Hey everybody, my name is Soho Night Sky, and this is Half-Hearted Hardcore. On today's episode, we are going to be torturing ourselves by messing with villagers. We need to get ourselves a trading hall set up, but before we can do that, we've got an issue. Look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 villagers. We are going to need a lot more villagers than that to achieve our goals. So today, we are going to get ourselves an infinite villager breeder and some other farms to help us get set up. Let's get started. All right, so we've done our first step in getting our villager breeder ready. We've got a 9x9 farming area here planted with carrots. Now, the only two crops that you can use for your villager breeder are going to be carrots or potatoes. So just make sure if you're making this farm that you've got one of those two crops. The next thing that we need to do is we need to line this with some walls. We're going to put some glass in here so we can see nicely into the farm, and then we'll get set up with everything else. We've got both of our villagers in. It's almost nighttime. We're going to have to sleep, and we're going to have to fix that area right over there. All right, we are now done with the villager breeder. And as you can see here, what we have is we have our 9x9 plot. We've got a composter there, so we have one farmer. The reason you need a composter here is so that this farmer will harvest the crops and will trade those crops to the other villager. That's how they breed. Once they breed, the babies are gonna run over here to some beds. So we've gotta go over here and place 4 beds down. And this is very important. You have to place all the beds with the pillow facing that direction, and then your last one can be right there. That one's fine. But one thing you want to do is not get yourself stuck in here. So let's dig ourselves out. There we go, freedom. So now when the villagers breed, the baby will be born. It will look over here. It'll see, oh, there's beds. I want to get to those beds. It's going to run across this area because it sees the trapdoors. And it thinks to itself, oh man, I can get across those trapdoors. Not at all. It falls right down into that water stream right there. Let's take you on a little bit of a journey here and show you what that looks like. So they're gonna fall in here and they're slowly gonna be pushed this way. Now the babies are gonna be about this size right here. They're gonna float up on top of this wall block, which as you see, that's gonna lift you up just a little bit. Now, once the baby grows up, it's gonna be this tall. Its head's gonna be in water, so it's gonna automatically swim up, and then it's gonna float over to this corner right here. At this point, we're gonna set up a system to collect the villagers and to get them out of this area and take them over to the villager trading hall where they're gonna live the remainder of their days and promote our economy. Here we go. Will they produce a child? What do we got? Yes, yes, yes. There it is. We've got our first baby villager. All right, so what's gonna happen now is the child will eventually see those beds over there, and they will attempt to go over there and get in those beds. Let's go take a look. And there's a kitty over here. So come on over here, child. I know you want to see the kitty. Come on. All right, here comes the child. Boom, right down into the water. Perfect parking, everybody.
2,000 years later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have all 3 of our farms set up. We've got our infinite villager breeder here, and we've also got our automatic villager powered potato farm and carrot farm. This villager right here is my favorite villager in the world. I've never had such an amazing villager in my entire life. Walked right in there, didn't have to push him, didn't have to hit him. Nothing. Just walked right in. Hopefully the villager that goes into the carrot farm is just as nice, and the villager that we are not going to put in this hole for all of its eternal life. Hopefully these next 2 villagers are just as easy as that one. All right, we now have all 3 of our villagers in place, and you just saw it. Farmer villager, my favorite farmer villager, that is, just tossed some potatoes to this poor lonely fella right there in the middle who has no food. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. He needs to not have any food. So these guys are gonna harvest these crops, get all the crops in their inventory, and when they are ready to share, they're gonna try to throw some carrots and potatoes to this guy right here in the middle. That fence post right there is gonna block that from going all the way to him. It's going to drop in those hoppers, end up right here in our chest. This farm design and that farm design right there, all 3 of these were all designed by Logical Geek Boy. I'm going to put a link to both of those videos down in the description. I think this is an excellent way to set yourself up with infinite villagers, but also infinite resources to trade those villagers. Now that our farms are finished, we've got to make sure to keep those villagers safe. If you're not aware, if we get a lightning strike on a villager, that villager turns into a witch. Not good. We went ahead and placed grass all along this area, covered our villagers up. They're nice and safe, and we have a beautiful lawn to look at. Look at this lawn. Isn't that beautiful? I think so. Let's go take a look at what it looks like underneath. And this is what we look like underneath the wonderful dirt ceiling that we have. These villagers are nice and all protected underneath here. You gotta make sure that you light this up. There's a lot of torch spam going on, but we don't want any creepers spawning down here. That would be a very bad day for these villagers. But now that we're done with these farms, we're gonna get ourselves set up in the next episode with a villager trading hall. We need to get enough books to get ourselves protected so eventually we can take on the Ender Dragon. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe on the video. I would greatly appreciate it. And again, all of this footage is filmed live on Twitch. I stream on Thursdays and Saturdays. Check the description below. Click on that link, hit follow. You'll be notified when I go live, and you can come join in the fun, because eventually I will die, and you don't want to miss that. Today's episode was a little bit shorter than normal, but I want to thank each and every one of you for all the support you've been providing on this channel. I look forward to more episodes to come, and we will see you in the next one.